metadata event stream. I think it might actually take me quite a bit of time and like much more than just a day, so that's kind of why I'm putting it off. But um, today I also got another idea, which I guess I'll try to work on tomorrow if we get this done. Yep.
And we're doing more news today.
More news.
More news.
Tesla has sued a former employee for allegedly stealing.
Urging its employees to do, or, you know, in the case of stealing and going to China, not do that. What they do want you to do is deliver some cars.
Elon Musk's email has urged Tesla employees to help with deliveries. The first quarter push to boost vehicle deliveries. Tesla CEO Elon Musk asked all employees to shift their focus to delivering cars to customers, no matter their role. The reason for this is because they've gotten over production hell. Production is actually going well now. There's a lot of people that ordered Teslas that need to take delivery of their vehicles. And so they have a little bit of a problem because there's not enough people to deliver the cars.
And there's no dealerships.
This is not going to be a problem in the future. It's just that they collected orders for so long that they need to get this initial glut of orders out of their system.
But they're taking Model Y orders now.
Yeah.
So what makes you think this isn't going to be a problem in the future?
Oh, I guess it will be a problem for Model Y. I'm talking about Model 3.
What about those trucks?
Oh, yeah. It'll probably be a problem for those. Every new model.
Yeah. I wonder, though, if you're a Tesla employee and you deliver a car, how do you get back home?
You just have to walk it. They want everyone, you know, they expect you to be dedicated to the company. If you have to walk back home, that's what you have to do.
That's maybe you have to do it in pairs, I guess. Well, Apple had a big week, and although it's already happened, technically start tomorrow, or Monday. It's already happened.
Yes.
We don't know what they are.
We do know what they are. One of them is the new Apple News thing that's kind of like Google News. But some people are warning against it.
The New York Times CEO has warned publishers ahead of the Apple News launch. What's the exact quote from him? It's like, we think it's a little weird when journalism comes from a middleman source. We don't think that's a good idea.
He said he's not comfortable
Yeah.
when his voice is coming from someone else and mixed in with everybody else's. So he's saying the New York Times, you know, it's the paper of record. And to have his headline up against the Sun, you know, on the same topic, he's saying that gives the wrong impression.
It's almost like he has a financial, you know, stake in this game.
There's that, but I could also see not wanting to be associated with the Sun.
How does he think SEO works? Like, does he think that whenever someone Googles a news article, it's always just going to display, like, what?
Now, this is the guy who, they replaced their former CEO, who was the print dinosaur. And this guy has grown their online sales exponentially. So he does have a plan in terms of that, and it seems to be working, but it is not going to include Apple yet. But he is on Google News, so that maybe takes away some of the sting of his argument.
Yeah, I don't understand. It sounds like it's more of a personal vendetta.
And Apple, you know, who knows what they're going to want in terms of
30%.
Their share.
Or 20%. Is it 20%?
Is that 30% of the subscriptions?
I think it's 30% for the one-time fees, and it's like 15 or 20% for the subscriptions.
Yeah, that's a big bite.
It's pretty,
These papers do not have a ton of margin, not these days. Apple has also announced a refresh, or is it really a refresh?
A little bit,
It's kind of
They're faster. It's got the neural engine.
Yeah.
Apple's quietly announced a 10.5-inch iPad Air and a refreshed iPad Mini. These are the same under the hood, same processor. It's the new low-power, you know, whatever chip, and it's also the neural engine that they've got in their other devices. It doesn't have Face ID. It still has the button. But Apple's AI thing, especially for like image recognition through raw video, is actually very impressive. And so now that is on these devices as well. So things like augmented reality maybe will work better with these devices.
They claim it's a 70% improvement. And if you're running on one with an old, chewed-up battery, it might be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
So.
Also, I think the old Apple Pencils are compatible with these. So.
Yeah, you can use the pencils.
4 and 5. Now, there's some problem with the second-gen pencils?
Yeah, so the second gen, they use like a magnetic strip to charge and to pair with your iPad, but I don't think that will work with the old I guess the new iPad still too.
That seems really dumb.
It
Hopefully,
is dumb because the old pencil charging design, like you have to like hook it in through the back, and so you just have the pencil sticking out of the side of the iPad. It's very weird.
hopefully they will have announced something, and people will be engaging us in the comments to be like, "No, you got it wrong," and it's like, we didn't know because it wasn't out yet.
But that would mean that our audience uses iPads.
Oh, they definitely do.
Sorry. Still like it.
The Apple
Fight me IRL.
Check out our iPad Pro review that Krista did a while back.
Don't
It's
at me.
awesome.
The Apple Store is constantly in the news because of what we were talking about, that 30%. People are not fans of the 30%, and that is a lot.
That is a lot.
I mean, Americans at least, we have an easy comparison to think about what 30% means. It's our income. That's what they take from us. Of course, people in the EU are going to be like, 30%, they take 50 of ours. Yeah, that's why we don't live there. And the app Spotify, remember last week, Spotify, the big fight. Spotify was like, no, it's not right. And now
You're wealthy. They don't take anything.
another player has entered the game against the App Store.
Kaspersky. Yes, that Kaspersky. They filed an antitrust complaint against Apple over their App Store policy. And it's not about the percentage, although that's one of the things I think they mentioned. This is about locking down the device. So Kaspersky has an application for setting profiles where you can control what applications are shown to the user, what websites you can visit. This is about parental control. Well, Apple pulled Kaspersky's app for doing this when they released iOS 12, which includes some of the same features. Ooh.
Yeah. This is for kids. And another reason they might have done this is the Kaspersky app actually disables all browsers, even the embedded Safari browser. So you have to browse through Kaspersky's little built-in browser in the app, which logs everything and tells the parents, hey, this is what the kids are looking at. And Apple does not like the idea of anybody turning off Safari. That's not okay.
Although it offers the same feature itself in the iOS 12 update.
Safari should just be put down, let's be honest.
It's gotten a lot of bugs lately. It's
Yeah.
disappointing.
It's gross.
Remember 5GE?
Oh yeah, AT&T's bald-faced lie that
You
regulators...
mean their fast new technology
Oh,
Yep.
that's coming before anybody else, the first to market with 5G, I think is what you meant to say.
do we have nobody that's going to enforce any kind of like federal...
Well, here's the thing, and you're going to be eating your words. They've speed tested it now.
Open Signal, according to them, AT&T's 5GE falls short of T-Mobile and Verizon 4G speeds. Womp womp, who could have guessed?
What?
I'm blown away right now.
But it says right there, 5. How can 5 be less than 4?
How is like, yeah, I mean, it's not, it's the same. It's literally, like 5GE is literally 4G.
But it's the 5G
no, it's got a
evolution.
different. It's a different character. You're wrong.
This is literally like they should the Federal Trade Commission or somebody. This is no work. You remember like the 1950s. Like this is Dr. Phil's tonic water. At least Dr. Phil's tonic water that cures everything had cocaine in it. This is nothing. There's literally nothing.
Are you
here.
saying you'd rather have some cocaine with your 4G?
Well, if you're going to pay for something, you should get it, right? You know what? This is similar to when they say that you get unlimited internet access for $19.99, and then there's a throttle and a data cap.
It is like that. Yeah.
And you're not allowed to do that.
No.
Oh, wait. Robocalls are a scourge upon us all. It infuriates me. Robocalls, for me, are up there with people not using turn signals. And what are you going to do about it? You're helpless, right? Well, for once in our miserable lives, maybe the telephone companies have our backs.
USA Today has the article, the fight against robocalls continue as AT&T, Comcast, etc. compete for, complete one test of a verified call. So the verified calls thing is going to be this thing that will make it harder for robocallers to spoof the caller ID to make it seem like it's a local number or that the source is not what it says it is, or it's just some random cell phone that's very similar to your own cell phone number, so it's probably a local person, right? They're gonna do away with all of that. We actually have a lot of robocall stories this week.
You're not supposed to be playing with the face.
Oh, I didn't even notice. They probably all heard that on the mic. It's going to be really loud.
Here's the catch. Only those two companies right now. Now, the other companies have agreed they're going to come on board, but they're not yet.
My favorite thing about that story is that it's also only landlines.
Well, they're going to bring it to mobiles. But here's the other big catch. Only the newest phones.
Yeah.
So right now, one of the Samsung phones and one of the LG phones are the only ones it works on.
They were very careful to say that it's free for landline owners. They were very careful to avoid saying that it would be free for mobile users.
That'll be an improvement for me at least, because my work phone gets spam all the time. And I always pick it up because I'm like, oh, that could be a client. It's not a client.
Yeah. So
It's never a client. Don't hang up.
But as we go forward, you know, I'd say probably 3 to 4 years, maybe this will make a dent in the robocalls.
In about 5 years.
And then we'll start getting robotexts.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, the cable lobby are the ones who fight for a lot of these stupid rules, and you think to yourself, why can they advertise $19.99 and give me a data cap and a throttle and charge me the broadcast fee? What's a broadcast fee? Those things come from these giant lobby organizations like America's Cable Association. But wait, America's Cable Association doesn't exist anymore.
Cable Lobby is seeking to better its reputation by dropping cable from its name. The American Cable Association is now the American Communications Association.
Totally different.
Now, my favorite one was the NCTCA, which is used to be the National Cable and Telecommunications Association, is now the National Communications and Telecommunications.
The National Redundancy Association.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nothing changes. It's not new management. It's not a different mission statement. They have the same clients. They're just changing their name because everybody hates the word cable.
Turns out. Wonder why that is.
Bad news
Who can say?
if you work at Oracle.
Oracle has swung the layoff axe and has clear-cut entire teams of engineers. Oracle takes a page out of IBM's playbook this week with unannounced layoffs rationalized by restructuring to the cloud. The email from the executive guy was like amazing because it was like, we've got a lot of really amazing things. The company's going to be stronger than ever. It's like it's going to be great. And then 4 hours later, it's like, you're all fired.
It's going to be stronger now that they're gone.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And this wasn't cutting fat either. This was engineering teams working on current products, and somebody decided, hey, we're totally focused on the cloud. We're not doing any of this anymore. You can all go. There was one story about a manager, and he said he got the email, and it said, okay, bring your entire...